is the Retro Network, and I am Adam M. Pope, Esquire, and this is WaxPack Flashback! Yeah, it's going to be a most excellent edition of the WaxPack Flashback. Why? Because we were talking about Bill and Ted's most atypical movie cards. That's right, we got 2 packs of them here. Of course, these were coming out along with the movie Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, which was being advertised everywhere. This is actually an old comic book cover. See some Van Damme movies there. There's some Tales from the Crypt, but Bill and Ted and Death right there. They were promoting this movie in a big way. What's interesting, I showed this star log last time when we were opening up the Terminator 2 trading cards, but there was also coverage in one of the Bop. You remember Bop and Tiger Beat and all those magazines? So they were covering, the first film as well. I managed to pick these up over the years, an interview with Keanu and Alex Winter. There was also a comic book by Marvel Comics, which was really fun for a while. But of course, it's the movie itself that's special, right? I mean, I remember renting it back in the day and then going to see the sequel in theaters. It meant a whole lot to me. I saw it with my older brother. And I've always had a copy of the films, whether it was DVD or eventually the Blu-ray set that was put out a few years ago. So it's a really, really cool franchise, in my opinion. There was the TV series, there was the cartoon series, there were the action figures by Kenner. I mean, they really tried to make it a thing in a big way, and I think they're still beloved characters overall. I do want to mention that Bill and Ted have always kind of found a way to connect with me in my life on some level. The first was in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey when they're up in heaven and the station is there and they're playing charades and they're playing all these games. There is somebody who is dressed as what am I saying? Ben Franklin. I was like, William Franklin? No, Ben Franklin, who's up in heaven. And that was my piano teacher. She's like, oh, did you see that Bill and Ted movie? Well, that's my son. He plays Ben Franklin at Knott's Berry Farm, and they put him in the movie. And I was like, oh, that's cool, because I had just seen it. But also, when I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, and I lived there for many, many years, the first film was they shot all over the valley. And so I was able to go to all the filming locations of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I was at the mall. I was at the bowling alley. I went to Ted's house. I just went everywhere. It was so cool to see where they had been, where they had set foot and the adventures had been recorded. So I've just always had a special connection to these films. I've opened up a pack of these cards before, but I'm excited to dig into it again because I can never get enough. So let's see what we get. Okay, so here we are with our pack of Bill and Ted's most atypical movie cards. I love that they call them 10 Triumphant Cards. But these are by ProSet. You can win a bodacious trip to San Dimas, California, or some other non-bogus prize. I've been to San Dimas. It's nothing to get excited about. And like I said, they filmed it in Phoenix. It wasn't even in San Dimas. You can get your movie card checklist and a merchandise catalog, which is cool. But honestly, this is what I would have wanted here. That they have a Bill and Ted t-shirt that you could order. I mean, it was a pretty good deal. If you look at that, they're $8.95, $3 shipping and handling, and you receive a free pair of ProSet sunglasses. That's pretty awesome, actually. I'm wearing my Wild Stallion shirt today, but to have that would be something special. So let's get into this here. The one thing that I always love about trading cards, especially movie cards, is sometimes you get those deleted scenes, and I know there are a couple in this set, so let's take a look. Okay, first up here, this is the scratcher card for you to be able to win. I have tried to scratch these in the past, and that stuff does not come off anymore, unfortunately. But if you look at the prizes there, so there's your 4-day, 3-night trip for 2 to San Dimas, a GTE telephone booth. Honestly, that's what you really wanted, right? I'm pretty sure they gave those away with the cereal as well. They're like, yeah, you can have a telephone booth, plus the Nintendo games, Game Boy games, and t-shirts. I don't know. I feel like first and second prize were better there. Let's start out here. Oh, so we're looking at the future, where Bill and Ted are in their iconic poses as statues, and they are remembered as being so important. Yep, there they are. So in Bill and Ted University 2425 AD. Oh, I love that. All right, here we go. So you're looking at this, and I don't know what is going on with Ted. Or Ted is looking fine, but Bill's face is like messed up. I don't know. Let's see here. Bill and Ted decide they need to be better musicians. They jump into the booth, and in a flash, they disappear. But anyway, that's a weird shadow on his face there. All right, here we go. So this is getting into Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And so this is pretty great with Napoleon going down those water slides. I got to go to that water park and arcade area. So I actually got to see that slide that he came flying down. They don't do too much explanation here, I'm noticing. But there is Genghis Khan with that mannequin head. I have a mannequin head I now keep in my room, in my office, and that may have something to do with it. There's so many mannequin heads in 80s movies, I feel like. Let's see here. Oh, this is great. Oh, that's a contender for best card with the whole cast there. Billy the Kid, who I later found out was in Tron. I was like, what? He was Ram in Tron? Oh, check this out. So this is actually teaching you how to speak like Bill and Ted, Be excellent to each other. Love thy neighbor. Most. Totally, fully. No way. Forget it. Yes way. Of course. Mr. the Kid. Yeah, so all the names they called the characters in the movie. That's great. Okay. Oh, so here they are. Wow, Keanu Reeves. That face, man. That face made Ted so lovable. So there they are, the Circle K, getting that experience. All right, let's see here. Oh, okay, so this is where they are meeting Clarence from the awesome E Street Band. It's cool. Okay. Oh, so now here we are with Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, where they're in hell and they're getting dragged by that chain there. By Beelzebub, who takes them into their own personal hells. They ask if they go back to San Dimas. Instead, they suddenly drop through a trap door. Okay, back to Excellent Adventure. So this can be a little confusing if you hadn't seen the movies before. But there is their teacher that gives their initial assignment to them, Mr. Ryan. All right, they got to get an A+. And finally here, there they are with Billy the Kid trying to escape the jail after they hid the keys in the office. Oh, there's Ted's dad. I will say also in my connections to the film, he did a lot of theater. He always played Ebenezer Scrooge in A Christmas Carol near my house at a theater near where I grew up. So, all right, let's get to our second pack here. Didn't get too many Bogus Journey cards there, so that's what I'm interested to find. All right, so here is where Bill thought that Ted had died, and he got stabbed. It was really empty armor. Still makes no sense how Ted got out of the armor so quickly, but I do recall learning a certain curse word, you medieval, and I was repeating that a lot as a kid. Okay, so here's the outtake card right here. I forgot that they actually even identified them. So what does this say? Bill and Ted demonstrate their most unprecedented air guitar, perhaps in preparation for another Wild Stallions gig. So is that a scene, or is that just a promotional still? Okay, here we go. So there's Napoleon giving them their plan as part of the presentation at the end, and then I love when he knocks everything off the board. He's pretty hilarious. Let's see here. Oh, so another connection right here is Diane Franklin. I just got to interview her just about her career in general, and we talked a lot about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So it's just kind of neat to actually speak to one of the princesses finally in this film. All right, yep. So they do become a most triumphant band, but then the princesses are different in the sequel. There he is. All we are is dust in the wind. Oh, so crates. Yep, there it is. The quote. How could you not? How could you not? Oh, here we go. When they're doing their seance and they summon Bill and Ted. Oh, Missy. It's pretty great. Bill and his most excellent friend Ted have been murdered. Anyway, here we are. Okay, this is a deleted scene, but they're not identifying it as a deleted scene. Because I remember reading about this. A demon guard forces sledgehammers upon Bill and Ted. They find this most triumphant. After Ted totally breaks a rock, he kind of likes it. As Bill and Ted inquire how they can get back to San Dimas, the demon guard totally pulls a rat out of his mouth. Yeah, this is not in the movie. Huh. So they didn't realize it was an outtake? That is kind of weird. Oh, so there you go. The question I have here is that evil Bill and Ted being thrown behind death? What's going on here? What does this say? The Grim Reaper entertains the crowd as Bill and Ted's begin to fight. That's probably our good Bill and Ted's. And there's the princesses again. There's Diane Franklin and the Brown. Ted gonna give him some poetry. Inviting them to prom. Oh, and here we end, yes, on another of these outtake scenes. As you see right here, so this is Granny S. Preston, Esquire, and then you have the Colonel, and then you have a more evil version of the Easter Bunny. And if you read the novelization, I forgot to share that in my opening video, there's actually a whole thing where they get chased. I believe it's in the comic book adaptation too. There's like a whole car chase and everybody's after him. So it was a much wilder film. Let's just put it that way. All right, let's see which one's my favorite card here. All right, so most excellent pack of cards indeed. 2, in fact. So if you notice a little scratchiness in my voice, I've had a little bit of a cold, but opening up these cards definitely lifted my spirits. The one that made me the happiest, though, was definitely this card. Just seeing the full cast there of that first film. Just, totally memorable characters, so many great bits. Plus the fact that it taught you how to do Bill and Ted speak. I think that was a great card. We'll put that in the binder. I did forget to mention one last connection I had to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey in particular. So I went to this after-school daycare program, and it was run by college kids, and one of them had to write a play for her college course. And so she wrote this play called It's Only on TV, where kids get sucked into television, kind of like that John Ritter film, Stay Tuned, which I also love. And as part of that, they did parodies of commercials and TV shows. And so they did a parody of the whole sequence in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey where Death is challenging Bill and Ted, to Battleship and Twister and all of that. And they had me play Death. So I had all pasty makeup on. I had my robe with the hood and everything. And it was just so much fun because I had just seen the movie. I knew 100% how to do it and had a great time. So Bill and Ted have always been most excellent to me. I hope you will be excellent to each other. And until next time, station.